I want to show you a neat technique that I learned in college.
Awesome.
That helped me in my bunker play that nobody really thinks about. And
Okay.
tour players do this, but for the club level player, it's a lot easier than you think. Excellent.
Oh, it's easy.
How
That makes
good-
you look like a genius.
How good is that?
Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm here with Lucas. We're at the Titleist Performance Institute. We are in the bunker right now. We're gonna do some wedge testing. I was just fit for the K grind. We're gonna see how this thing performs out of the bunker. I feel like I'm a pretty good bunker player, but I think you're gonna probably make me a little better.
I hope so.
All
We're
right.
gonna try.
Okay, all right. I'm a good bunker player because I'm aggressive and I go into bunkers.
Well, you know too that like when you play more professional events, the bunkers are very well manicured.
They are.
And
Yep.
you almost miss in them on purpose.
On par fives, for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm
Or
aiming at a
punching
bunker.
out, you're always running it into a bunker if you can because it's safe.
Yep.
When you start playing more amateur events or you start playing local stuff like club championships or member guests, the bunkers are the most expensive on the golf course. So you get a
Yep.
lot of people who come out who say, Lucas, my bunkers are terrible at my club. What should I do? So I want to watch how you use the club because this is a really nice bunker.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to
Perfect.
remove some sand and I want to show you a neat technique that I learned in college.
Awesome.
When I was kind of playing that helped me in my bunker play that nobody really thinks about. And
Okay.
tour players do this, but for the club level player, it's a lot easier than you think. So
Okay.
I want to watch how you use this club to the white flag a couple
Okay.
times, and then we'll get a little further away. Setup looks great.
Thank you.
So you made a comment, you're a good bunker player, and you're right. You really get through the ball. You really get there with speed.
Yeah, I try to feel like I'm striking a match. I think I heard Gary Player talk about that a long time ago when I was a kid. You got to strike a match through
Yep.
impact.
Bob will always say, finish it like an 8-iron.
Yep.
That's kind of his trigger.
Yep, chunked that a bit, but
That's
got
okay.
away with it.
So I really like these shots. The biggest complaint we get again is you have a K grind. It's got a pretty big flange.
Yeah.
It's got a wide sole.
Yeah, this would scare me a little bit.
Absolutely. And that's okay. So remember, a bunker, especially if they're not well manicured, is not necessarily a place that you want to move your golf ball towards. And so a more advanced concept is when bunkers are really well manicured, a lot of times tour players will aim at them. To your point, you talked about par fives.
Yeah.
It's okay to miss in a bunker. A
Yep.
bunker is actually a competitive advantage in that if you can anticipate what the lie is, you can be more consistent with your shots. When you get in this wiry grass, you might get a perfect lie, you might get a not so perfect
Yeah.
lie. So you'd
That would
rather
not
be
be
in the
good.
bunker. But for club level players now, we don't play tour events. We don't always have perfectly manicured bunkers. And a lot of times, especially here in Southern California, this is what you get.
And in Arizona.
Yep.
Yep.
So I learned this a long time ago and I actually started using it for all of my bunker shots, even if there was sand.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go a little bit further towards the black.
Okay.
Instead of having the conventional open, low handle, face open, way down your left, I want you to stand pretty tall. I want the club to be a little bit more upright and I want you to almost feel like you hood the club just a tiny bit. And so what you're gonna feel is there's gonna be no wrist hinge and you're gonna rip through with your body.
Okay.
Okay? So what's gonna happen is we're gonna take it and we're gonna pull it back, no wrist hinge. You're gonna pick it up and rip through.
Yeah.
And so you can get all this spin
Look
on
at
it.
that.
And even if you wanna go to this shorty right here, you can be a little bit more forward in your stance. You can lean a little bit left and all you're gonna do is you're gonna pick it up and rip through.
Yep.
And so your commitment here is taking enough sand to force the blast through the shot.
Yep.
You're gonna do it a lot better than me.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what you're doing here.
Yep.
So it's like you're using the leading edge of the club more, and then you're getting spin basically through speed.
Correct. because you don't have the advantage of that flange grabbing that thick sand and blasting it out. So no wrist hinge and rip through with your waist. Excellent.
That was awesome. That's a weapon.
See how much spins on
wow,
that?
that's a low spinner. I love low spinners.
And so I want you to try to do it here to this white one.
Okay.
I would never use this shot to this white flag, but remember the strategy around high level golf is, if this is a crappy bunker and that's where your pin position is, you made a poor decision or a bad swing to get here. So minimize the damage,
being penalized.
obviously. Correct.
And try to get out of jail.
If it's a fluffy bunker, it's not a problem.
Right, that's easy. But you don't know, right? You're hitting the shot, you're like, I'm gonna hit the green. Oh, I pulled it.
So a little bit more forward in your stance. Don't lean so hard left. Shut that face down just a little bit more. Good. Excellent.
Oh, it's easy. That's really good for like country club players.
Yes.
Because they always want to open it up and like hit it like a tour player and stuff like that. They can't create that speed.
Well, and the other thing is remember, it's the sand that's moving the ball out of the bunker. And if you don't have sand to move it out, you have to commit to that club getting into the ground and hitting it.
You gotta get some sand.
And so players will do this on still a very firm, and they'll bounce it, and it'll
Yep.
and then that ball's over into the water.
I mean, full disclosure, there have been a couple of pro tournaments that I've been playing in, and everything was going the right direction.
Yeah.
And I hit it into a hard bunker, and I opened it up. I was like, I'm just gonna play this as a normal bunker shot, and bad idea, and I shanked it, and it stuck in the side of the, I ended up making an 8 and missing the cut, and there you go.
It's funny how those big numbers show up in those big areas. So again, really feel like, because remember, when you dig that leading edge in, that face is gonna wanna do this.
Yeah, because the toes get in there first,
Just
right?
like if you're in the rough. No wrist hinge, rip through. Excellent. That thing pulled back.
Yeah, that was backspin.
And
Yeah,
so,
for sure, if I'm going to that white one, I'm using this shot.
And so the challenge to you is, if you're in this trouble area, can you make it go to this short white flag? So really get that ball position almost towards your front foot.
Yep.
Don't lean so hard left, because remember, you want that launch from your body, right?
Yep.
I don't want you to take it away with your lean. Excellent.
That makes you look like a genius.
How good is that? I remember the day that I learned this shot from my coach or my teacher, and I was upset because the lights that night the range that I was hitting at went out. And I was like, I went home and I sat in the living room, was hitting wiffle balls. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
You're hitting this shot off the carpet? Yeah, you know, it's just basically dropping the golf club down behind the ball.
And I felt like you missed that one a little bit.
Yeah, that was a miss. And I got a 5-footer for par.
So the cool thing is, you know, even for a player who struggles with their bunker play, even when you add more sand, do it.
Okay.
Because what you're doing is you're fully committing to a thought and a feeling.
So easy.
How much spins on it?
So much spin.
You can open it up if you want.
Yeah.
Remember,
it's the high one.
It's all about shot variety, shot selection. There's no right or wrong. It's just all about what you want to use it and what you feel confident with. And having one more shot in the arsenal can give you that confidence.
And a longer swing introduces more variables.
Absolutely.
Right? You get really nervous. You make a real long bunker swing. You freak out the last second, blade it into the front there.
The other thing to remember is we fit you into a K-grind. It's a wide-soled club with a lot of bounce.
That was a little miss.
Fine.
Still really good.
You made your par or birdie if you're on a par 5.
Yeah. You know, a lot of times I'll prefer to get into the bunker because it's the second best lie usually.
Yeah.
Like unless I'm under the lip or back here.
I don't think most club level players think that way.
No. That one had a little more check on it.
But look how safe it is.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
You know,
I wouldn't be all that happy with that, but I wouldn't be horribly disappointed.
Yeah. Well, you have a pretty skilled bunker game, so I would agree with that. The other thing that club level players, I think, don't utilize very much is their sand wedge.
Yeah.
This is called a sand wedge.
You can use it out of the sand, it's okay.
This is a lob wedge.
Yeah.
It's not that you can't use either in different situations, but I think too often players rely on their lob wedge in the sand too much. And then you hear stories of like Tiger always uses his 56 out of the sand.
Yeah.
It's because it's his sand wedge.
Sevi did too.
Absolutely.
Sevi didn't even have a 60.
Nope.
Am I going to the short one?
Yeah, do that one first, and let's do a couple longer ones.
All right,
I don't know
so
if this shot is good for the shorter one.
this, yeah, so my mind was like, okay, you got to go slower, and I
Too soft,
decel.
right? So let's do it to the black flag. Let's just do a normal bunker shot to the black flag. Great shot.
Yeah, this is the one, so I would use the 54 for the release. So
yes,
I've got something uphill like that, I'd use it to release it.
great shot.
Cute.
And so what's fun is, if you want the spin, give me that shot you were doing with the 60, with a little shut face, to the same flag, the black one.
Okay.
So it comes in and it hops and zips. Great shot.
Yeah, that definitely glided right under the ball. Soft but roll out. That's a weapon shot.
It's all about what's the course giving you, what's the defense from the course, how do you exploit it, right? There's no right or wrong. And I think that's another thing where players get too in the weeds on. They think that the decisions are going to be made for them, when it's not.
Yeah.
You have to recognize when it's time to use the pipe wrench.
Yeah, and it's such an art right in here where it's like, okay, you have so many options, you do have to choose the right one, but you don't, you don't necessarily have to. You could choose the wrong one, get some feel, and the golf club can get you out of jail too.
Absolutely.
You get the right golf club.
Absolutely. One more good one.
Change the ball position there a little bit.
Don't lean so hard left. There you go. Great shot.
Yeah, to that flag with that shot, it's definitely better for the 54.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, I feel like I can hit the 60 or the 58 a little bit better to the black flag.
Yeah.
But for me, this is a more challenging shot than you.
This would be, I'd want to make this one.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this and thinking I'm gonna hit that tree behind the green. So it's a different way that you and I would strategize around the golf course. For you, you'd be comfortable missing here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be. I would be more comfortable missing over there.
Yeah.
And so that's just a difference of player types. And the more questions you ask to your golfers, I think it's fun, especially if you get the chance to fit outdoors, is you can bring them to those spots and you can maybe help them in an area where they were unconfident before.
Yeah.
And they can get better.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love both of these. I think these are both great.
This has been great. Confirmation. So I'm going with the 54 14F.
Yep.
And the 60 14K.
Yes.
A lot of bounce, gonna help me out. So bounce is your friend. Make sure you go into this kind of thing with a really open mind. I tell people, open mind, that's the best way to go. But yeah, this has been great, Lucas. Appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
This
Thanks
is amazing.
for coming out.
Make sure to schedule your True Spec fitting at your local True Spec. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.